deployment.
That's perfect. Perfect timing for us. Okay, we are on air. Let me check. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome once again to this Triumph broadcasting. We are Rod from the Washington Run Company and Arcane here from Spain, and we're going to broadcast again one game of Triumph, but this time we are doing it for a league. We are playing this. I believe this is the first game that is going to be played for a successors league we are running right now on the Triumph forum. Welcome, Rod. What can you tell us about the armies of these guys?
Well, the league that we're playing is a successors league, and I'm going to zoom in on the table because I want to make sure I'm describing the armies correctly. So we have early Ptolemaic, and the early Ptolemaic army representing one of the successors of Alexander, Ptolemy, and then we have a Diadachoii in Macedon, which is basically one of the many Macedonian forces that could have been put together. So these are going to be fairly similar looking forces, but the Ptolemaic is going to have kind of the Egyptian flavor to it. So a little bit different, possibly in the makeups. And what we'll have to see once they put the troops out on the board, we can describe what they actually chose.
Okay.
What you're going to see in this battle is a lot of javelin cavalry for the mounted, a knight general typically, so that'll represent the overall commander. And then the main force is going to be pikes. There'll be some Lightfoot on the table, I expect. And then the question is going to be what balance of Lightfoot and pikes they take. And then they also typically will have some Heavyfoot and or some Raider contingents.
We actually have both of the armies now deployed on the army builder, and we see that Dave has chose 4 pikes, 4 Lightfoot, 3 Rabble, 2 Heavyfoot, 1 Javelin, the Knight General, Artillery, and the Fortified Camp, which is a pretty neat army because you can defend yourself either on open field.
And I can't see his armies on my screen.
Okay, where are you right now?
I'm on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, on the I don't know where are you looking at, but where the
there we go. I'm sorry.
There you go.
They've got it on the billboard. I was
on the billboard,
yes. Itself. There we go.
There you go.
Better. Oh yeah. Okay. So, yes, the Blue Army. We're looking at the pike, the artillery, which is an interesting choice, and then we have a couple of Heavyfoot, and then Rabble. Very little cavalry, just Jav Cav and a Knight. And then for our Red Army, I was also looking, it looks like the Blue Army also took Fortified Camp, which is a battle card. Ooh, interesting. We have artillery on the other side as well.
An elephant?
An elephant. Looks like 5 pike.
5 pikes, but not non-heavy foot?
No Heavyfoot. 2 skirmishers, 4 Lightfoot. I'm not gonna. It's a little early to tell, but I'm going to tell you that I think the not taking the Heavyfoot might be a mistake.
I don't know if he can actually, because let's say Tristan, what army is he using? Early Ptolemaic, and Dave has Polyporcon version of the Diadachoii on Macedon. And I'll take a look at the early Ptolemaic. I'm not sure, but maybe they don't get to.
I'm pulling up my mesh wish.
Mesh wish, yes. Let's see. Yes, the early Ptolemaic did not have Heavyfoot as an option, so I think that's a nice thing because he gets 1 pike instead of the 5th pike and the elephant. I mean, the elephant is quite a good choice to compensate.
Well, the elephant's a pretty good choice, but you remember we were talking earlier about this being a game of pip management or command point management. And the problem with the elephant is it takes, just like the artillery, a second command point to move. So you remember how painful it was when you had an elephant and an artillery and they weren't in the same group?
Yes, that was if they are not in the same group, which they are not going to be usually, because you use your elephant to break the
Exactly.
formation. That's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is he's going to get an experience, or he's going to, at some point in the game, the elephant and the artillery are going to be separated. To move the artillery, it'll be an extra command point. To move the elephant, it'll be an extra command point. That's 4 command points
Yes, to move
just for
two
those 2.
bases.
Now,
Yes,
if you can get the artillery, which the idea with the artillery is put it someplace useful and don't move it,
that's nice.
that'll be okay. But getting the artillery there while trying to maintain moving the elephant could be painful.
That would be a problem, and I believe that since not half but most a big part of the army is Lightfoot and skirmisher in one side and rebel on the other. Sometimes these battles are decided on the heavy terrain, on the difficult terrain, and if you have the extra point need, as you said, for the elephant, that might be a problem because you will have to choose in between moving your line
Correct.
on
Correct.
using them to move your Lightfoot. They're deploying the terrain right now. I think they
right now they're going through the
4.
terrain deployment, and this will be interesting too because the one army, you have 4 Lightfoot and you have 3 rabble. That army would love to have a lot of terrain on the board, and I'm looking to
Yes.
see, and it looks like Dave. I think, is that Dave's hand moving the terrain, or is that no? Dave is instructing.
That's
So it looks
Tristan.
like Dave is not setting the terrain. It looks like Tristan is setting the terrain.
And it's all right because, well, no bad luck, but because the 1, 2, 3, and 4 is quite in the middle of.
Yep.
I believe.
So we've got a dune
Yeah.
going right in the roughly in the center, and they're having fun trying to place it because one of the things about this, we're trying to do that 3D look down. You got to have a really straight down look. They've got an oasis, and the oasis is interesting because it blocks line of sight. The dune blocks line of sight. The rough does not, but the hill blocks line of sight, and it's going right in the middle of the table.
Yes, and that's
So
a
this
problem.
looks like you and Dave playing. It's very terrain heavy. Now, terrain heavy is great, except that you'll see one army has a significant amount of light foot and skirmisher, and the other army has a significant amount of rabble and light foot. So it's going to be quite a battle in the terrain with those guys, and that's going to be, as you point out, command point intensive.
Yep. Actually, I think that, well, the amount of bases is quite similar. While one of them has, I believe, is Tristan has 2 skirmishers. Dave has 3 rabble. I don't think
Right.
that's an important difference because they both can move as a group with the same point. But the rabble is quite a bad base. They can save you, but if the dice are on Tristan's behalf, it can be decided because I think that the skirmishers are quite faster than the way faster
the skirmishers are a lot faster, but if the rabble can get them into combat, the rabble are 2 points each, and the rabble can group move just like the skirmishers.
That's right.
So three rabble can beat 2 skirmishers.
That's totally right. Yes.
Because they will outgun them if they can catch them. So it's going to depend on how the light troops are deployed. It's going to be very interesting to see how they deploy these armies. One of the things about these Macedonian armies is they have an interesting combination of the pike, which like to fight in double rank when they're fighting other foot, and then a lot of light foot available. So I actually did a practice game with one of the other league members the other night, and his army, he took 8 light foot. So it was quite a few light foot.
That's interesting.
Now the pike, depending on what he's facing, Dave may choose to deploy them in a line like that, or he may decide to double rank them. He doesn't have a lot of pike, so he's going for the double rank.
Choose.
Well, the issue is it depends on what he's facing. If he's facing the other pike, the pike get a rear rank bonus against basically non-shooting troops. So troops that are going to come in and fight in close combat, like other heavy foot, other pike, all of those, he's going to get an extra a rear rank bonus. He doesn't get it against things that shoot, archers and stuff like that. He gets it against the mounted as well.
Oh,
But
that's good
only
against the
against the
elephant.
knights, the elephant, and the and cataphracts if they were involved. So it'll be interesting to see how he chooses to use that center block of pikes. The other side doesn't really have a significant pike advantage though, because having 5, they'll have a block of 4 they can put against him with 1 spare, but they don't have enough to put a pike block overlapping his per se.
Yes.
And the light foot, when the pike are fighting unsupported, the light foot are equal.
That's
So you got a +3,
that's
+3.
right. It's +3. So
Right.
you have to think. Yeah, you're totally right. I actually don't like much the pike because they're a huge block. They're really nice block, but you lose a lot of length on your battle line, and
You lose a lot of maneuverability.
Yes.
You lose some length, and now the issue is this: see these heavy foot. For the money, the heavy foot's a really good buy. Okay, heavy foot are +4 versus foot. They don't have to be rear supported. They're +3 versus mounted, so they're not a complete disaster against mounted. So the advantage of the pike is that if you face an army, if you don't know what army you're going to face, and you face an army of mounted, you double rank them. If they're mounted that are not knights and things like that, or jab, cav, and horsebow, you single rank them.
yes.
And you still have a really good advantage against the mounted, potentially. At least you can defend. If you're fighting against a lot of foot, you do this double ranking, create a kind of a heavy punch, but you got to make sure your flanks are covered. So you've got to have all these extra support troops, or the fight block's going to get flanked. And once they get flanked, they're in trouble. Just like in real battles, they were in trouble every time they got flanked.
It's true that the pikes can act as spears when they are alone against mounted.
Correct.
But yeah, the thing that they needed rear support against other foot, which is historically correct because they were trained and made to fight hoplites and strong units of foot. That's really useful. It's 6 points, but I've seen pikes going farther and farther. Like,
Yeah, the
you
other problem
cannot
with
stop
pikes
them.
is when they have the rear support, they're just like the knights and other impetuous troops. When they get rear support, they're going to go forward. Now, remember the pip expenditure thing we talked about earlier?
Yes.
That can be a feature. So, in Triumph, you have troops that are impetuous who don't have to be doubling the enemy in order to go forward. And so, they'll continue to fight without having to expend command points, which if you threw them into the line, that's theoretically what you wanted. You want them to keep punching until they punch all the way through. You don't have to spend command points to keep pushing them forward.
Sometimes you may not want that.
The problem is they can also sometimes get into trouble by getting into that double overlap situation. But with a +6, if they're fighting with a +6, even double overlap, they're +4. They're not likely to die.
No, they are not gonna die, but they can be flanked really easily because you are double ranking. Yeah.
Yep. So just like knights, they can get themselves in trouble. It's an interesting match. Now, the other thing two people have to pay attention to in Triumph is the light troops tend to expend themselves fairly quickly because you're only giving a +2 or +1 or whatever to your combat dice. So the die rolls give you the opportunity to double and cause those things to disperse. Just like in a real battle, light troops in the early part of battle, once they engage, they can disperse quite quickly.
Yes.
The pikes and the heavy line is going to push back and forth until something bad happens on one side. So it's an interesting battle. I wanted to take a comment about Dave's artillery deployment. I'm not exactly sure why.
Thank you. Why did he place it in front of the?
Behind the hill.
Behind the hill. Behind a difficult hill, right?
It's a steep hill, isn't it?
I think so.
Let me look here. Is that a steep hill? Oh, you can't see. I can't see now that it's placed, but I think that's a steep
Yeah, it
hill.
is. It is. It is.
Okay.
I assure you it is.
Huh. Well, the only thing I can think of is that he's going to put all of his light troops, or a lot of his light troops, on this left flank, which I expect his opponent's going to do as well, because that's where all the goodies are for the light troops to grab, which is the dunes and the hill.
They shouldn't...
So maybe what he's planning to do is shield the left flank of the artillery with these 2 pieces of terrain. And then he's going to take that artillery and send it in here at an angle. So he'll wheel this line. He'll anchor the artillery on the hill with light troops covering it, because he's going to get to the hill before his opponent is what he's counting on. So he'll take the high ground. He'll hold the high ground with his light troops. He'll put the artillery here, and he'll shoot across the battlefield with the artillery to break up the enemy line. That's what I think he's got planned. So he's going to wheel this line. You'll see him wheel this line of pike.
Yes.
He'll wheel from the left until he makes a line kind of at an angle with this hill anchoring his left flank with the artillery there. But wheeling artillery is very slow.
It's very slow, especially if you have the artillery on the wheeling wing.
On the wheel end, right. You're going to have it on the end of the wheel, so
yes.
It's going to be a very slow move.
I'm going to tell them one thing, just in case.
Sure.
Just remember, guys, that you should not take a group of models of bases, because you won't be able to go back if you do that. Try to move one by one. It's okay now for the deployment, but in the next turn try to do that one by one, okay? Just for you to know. Okay, yeah, I agree that the artillery there is, I don't know. I don't even know.
If he can get the artillery covering the battlefield at an angle. So see the hill? If he puts the artillery at the edge of this hill, shooting across the battlefield, and he puts his light troops on top of this steep hill, it'll be a very powerful. He'll dominate this section.
You're totally right. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. What I doubt is that the angle is going to let the artillery go, because I believe if he do this, the artillery is going to go over the hill. I mean,
well, I think if he wheels it, it's going to end up. He's very careful about how he positions this. I wish I can't grab the wheel sticks, but if I look at the wheel, I think that artillery is set up to just go right in at an angle and end up right next to that hill. That's what he's got planned.
I know that's the plan, but I wish I'm mistaken, but I think it's going to. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm looking at it from the up. I'm not quite sure. We will see, because that's obviously the move he's going to do.
Well, I don't know. He's not going to march it across the steep hill because it can't go in there. There's no road.
Okay, Tristan is placing the general and the cavalry on the hill area.
That's a very interesting placement for Tristan. I would mock that up to inexperience, but I don't know that for a fact.
I don't know. So I'm not going to judge right now, but I wouldn't do that.
Well, he's got his light troops on the flank. He's got his skirmishers out front, which actually in Triumph is actually useful. A lot of games have these weird rules where skirmishers in the rear support, blah, blah, blah. In Triumph, you want your skirmishers out front to break up your enemy lines sometimes. So you can use these skirmishers to suck out those pike.
Well, that would be really interesting.
Into a situation.
It's actually like an actual successor deployment. The main pike and the flanks for the light troops and cavalry. It's really nice.
Well, it's a very classical deployment, but
yeah.
I think this is Tristan being inexperienced. He doesn't know how to use the terrain, and Dave does. So I think Dave is going to use that terrain to the utmost. You're going to see Dave pile a whole bunch of light troops on this side, maybe his cavalry over here in this open ground, and maybe a light troop, maybe some light foot in these woods. Because one of the things that Dave doesn't have, although the rabble aren't bad, he doesn't have any anti-elephant except for the Jav Cav and the Lightfoot and rabble. They're all technically anti-elephant, but the skirmishers are really good at anti-elephant. He doesn't have any skirmishers on his side.
That's a problem. I'll say also that Tristan, I don't know if he is, but I think the fact that the elephant is on the outer part of the line is going to be a problem, because you want an elephant in the front.
Yeah, he's afraid of having his elephant in front of the artillery, possibly. The elephant actually won't do that bad against the artillery. The one thing that's going to ruin Dave's plan, although he's got his knight tucked in here, is you do not want the knights to get shot at by the artillery. It's really painful, because artillery can mess knights up. Yeah, see all the rabble going down here? He can put these rabble on this. They can group move. They'll take the top of this hill. It'll be really hard to get them out of there.
Yes.
And then I'm betting that he's going to put maybe some Lightfoot to support them, and then the rest of the Lightfoot over here. And he's going to put his Jab Cav over here where it can swing out and do nasty things in the open ground.
Remember, I cannot see your hand, so I don't know
sorry.
what you're pointing at, but you can tell me.
I'm sorry. So what's going to happen is he's going to put the Jab Cav over here on the right flank, and he's going to swing that Jab Cav out past these dunes, potentially, in the night when the time is right. But he's going to try and make sure they don't get shot at by the artillery. Has he got more? That's Lightfoot. Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have to put a couple Lightfoot in these dunes, but he might, looking at the deployment of the artillery and the elephant, he might put all the Lightfoot on the left.
I think he should, because if he can control the battle from the artillery position you said before, he can control then the dune, and he wouldn't need to advance. Just let them come.
He can ignore the oasis potentially, but he might still put one Lightfoot over here just for Zocking purposes, because the Lightfoot's fast enough to join the battle if it had to.
One or two Lightfoot would be nice, and in the other flank, in the right flank of Tristan, the left flank of Dave, you don't have many light troops. You only have two Lightfoot and one skirmisher that is mostly in the middle of the battle, not in the flank. So I think that's an easy goal for Dave. Okay, it's 6 points for Tristan, if I'm right. Okay, he will be able to march move, which is nice, but he will have to spend at least 4 points in the two moves of the artillery plus elephant plus everything.
Correct.
It's interesting.
And if he march moves the artillery, he's only going to go 4 MU or 4 movement units forward. So
yes.
But you can see, so I just realized what's happening. Dave's doing a flank march. This Lightfoot is coming in on the left flank of Dave's army, which means he's going to probably put him. He's either going to put him behind the center line so they can come into these dunes, or he's going to actually start them somewhere in this rough over here on the left flank for Dave's army.
I'd say the rough is a nice option.
Well, but he can't group move them. That's the only problem. So it'll depend on what Tristan's doing. So
you can group move.
I kind of expected Dave to be kind of easy on Tristan because he is a fairly new player. But since we're in the league and we're playing for money, I'm pretty sure that he's just going to crush him and then tell him later what he did wrong.
We're playing for money? What did I miss?
Oh, you didn't know that? The Americans are playing for money. We're always playing for money.
I want to play for money. What do I say?
That's the only reason that we do this is for all the money.
I agree. That's a nice thing. Yeah. Oh, I see the flank march move, but I think the Lightfoot is. I don't know. It doesn't matter where Dave is going.
I don't think. Here's the thing with the flank march. Because of the command control where his general's located, I think that flank march is going to come in the center of the board and run right into these dunes. They're going to run right into the dunes.
Okay, but still, the command is way too away. I would have placed it next to the rubble.
Well, he can move that night.
Yeah, that's right.
Whoa, what is Tristan doing? Oh, Tristan's worried about that flank march.
Well, he's not going to compensate one flank march with the general. That's not a good idea. We know about Tristan. He's a new player, so that's
he is new. I think Dave's giving him some help, so Dave probably give him some advice. But really interesting.
He better, because we are looking at him.
That's right. We're watching him.
Okay. So advance everything 2 MUs, and say he's going to make again, and with 6
I think he's
points.
March him again.
Yeah, with 6 points, I'd say 3. No, you can do 3 march moves.
No, only 2.
Only 2. They maybe
everything's limited to moving twice. So once you've moved twice, you're all done.
Well, he can move twice, the left part, and then spend the other 2 moving the cavalry.
He could spend the other 2 to move the other cavalry farther or in a different direction. Correct.
He's going just the second move, right?
Yep.
Let's see.
And we know Tristan's new, and he's also learning how to use TTS at the same time he's trying to. Oh, he just did a double move forward, which is not bad because actually in his situation, I would want to take ground as quickly as possible before Dave can get that steep hill and an artillery position. But I don't think Tristan sees that artillery move that Dave's about to make.
Okay, 3 points for Dave. That's not good for a start, but
no, he wanted to march move this artillery in a wheel, and I don't think he's going to get the.
No,
he didn't have the points to do it.
He doesn't have the point, and if he has to place the flank march,
right.
So
he'll wheel this part. Probably he'll wheel from the artillery over, I think, and he's going to place his flank march, because if he doesn't place the flank march with one of those command points, he doesn't get it. And yeah, he went in right where I thought he would. He can group move his light foot in the open. He's not in danger from the mounted, and he's going to take these dunes, and then he's going to be right on Tristan's flank. So once he takes the dunes with that light foot, those mounted will never get him out of there.
That's nice. That's better, yeah. I actually like the columns very much because it allows you to move way farther.
Yep.
Okay. Is he going to do the march move?
He's going to march move the flank march instead of moving the artillery.
Oh no, he's going up to the 4 MUs.
4, he's going up to 4. Yeah, he's just getting 4. I still think he's going to wheel this artillery. He's going to pin this pike.
He should. Wheel that artillery. He should, but because if the Lightfoot and skirmishers of Tristan takes the hill and the rest of the troops are going farther, that artillery may be in trouble.
Interesting. Oh, you see what he's worried about now? He's worried about the fact that his flank march is out of command control.
Yep, he should. That's like the main thing we saw in the moment he plays the flank march. So
now let's see. He used all his. He can't move his artillery now. Well, now he just realized he can't move his artillery if he does that.
Okay.
He's going to use his command points maybe to bring those closer. I'm not sure. Yep, he is.
So
he wanted to see if his general would let him do that for 1, but instead he's going to do it for 2.
Which makes
use 2 command points to move his light foot closer so that he can get him in command control.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dave really wanted a few more command points on that first turn because he had a lot of stuff planned.
At least 1 extra would be nice. Would have been nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see how much.
3?
Yes, he did.
Yep, he used all 3 because this was 2. 1 to put him on
3.
and 2 to move him forward because he was out of command range.
Yes. 3 points.
Tristan's got 3.
Okay, so he can just go farther. I don't know, forward.
Yep, he's still dragging that artillery. He's got to, though. He paid for it.
Yep.
At this point, Tristan almost wants to wheel, but the problem is that artillery on the end of his line means his wheel will be almost
way too slow. Yes.
Yeah.
They both placed the artillery on the wheeling corner instead of. I mean the farther corner to the wheeling point.
Yep. The moving part.
The moving part. Yeah. That's a problem for both of them.
Yep. Oh, what is he doing with his... He's pulling his skirmishers back. Why is he doing that? Interesting.
I don't know. Oh,
he was having trouble with the wheel.
Yeah, yes. I forgot about that. You have... Because on DVA, that's the original mode, you need to have a front edge shared by all the group. If you don't have that, you cannot wheel. So he can do this and then place the skirmisher in front.
Then he can put the skirmishers back. Mm-hmm.
That's
probably the mechanics of the wheeling thing anyway. You can't have guys sticking out in front of the line when you do the wheel.
That's it, because you need a wheeling corner and the moving corner. So you cannot have something on, because the program wouldn't know which one.
Whoa!
No, that's exactly what I
think he's okay.
Okay. He has been lucky because he did the wheel before, and the program remembers where the bases were. If he didn't do the wheeling, that would have been a problem.
I know. Well, that's delicate moving the figures in the TTS system, and it's interesting too because actually, we would have on the tabletop. I probably would have moved the skirmishers out of the way to do the wheel as well, because mechanically it's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably what I would have done in that situation as well, is done that wheel. Now what's he doing?
I don't know.
Oh, he was thinking about wheeling again. He can't.
He can't. He doesn't have the points.
Right, but he couldn't move his pike up, but I don't know why he would. His skirmishers out front is actually a useful thing.
Maybe he wants to wheel again the rest of the group. Yes, he looks like...
He wants to move the entire line forward. That's too far, though. He's going to have to drop back to 3.
Let's see. He can actually move the group with the skirmisher in the front. That's not a problem. He's wheeling... Yes.
He's wheeling the rest of the... He's wheeling the remaining line. That's what he's doing. Interesting.
Okay. I want to understand what's happening, but... Okay, I really see a problem with the cavalry in between the hill and the dune.
He's got his cavalry in a really bad position.
Really bad, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to do with that.
No!
Oh!
No, you never do that. You just have to remember that on the real life, you will never take 2 bases at the same time.
Well, that's why I was laughing, because as I started learning how to use your program, the mod, I realized that it's basically like moving them on the table. And
yeah, it is.
You want to grab them one at a time. You have the feature of moving the wheel, which is really nice, and you have the feature of moving straight forward. But most of the time, you want to move them just like you would on the table. You can't grab a fist full of miniatures, so...
You shouldn't. That's... Oh! 1 point for Dave.
Oh, poor Dave.
Well, I think that's karma, because he's using the wrong match against a newbie.
Well, and look at what he did here, see?
Yep.
He's got these guys just on the edge of command.
Not really.
Yeah, but he doesn't really want to move
Remember,
those
Dave, that to see the command, you have to place the MUs on 0. If you place them on 4 or 0.8 or however, you will see the future position. So I'm telling him that that's it. That's it. He's not even close.
Oh yeah, that's right, because he can't see.
He can, because if you have the movement slider on, I don't know, 4 MUs as it was, you will see the command range from the future position where you are going to move.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to measure the shooting range or the command range, you will always have to place the slider on 0 MUs. Okay, he's moving the rubble. Yes, the rubble, to make sure the hill is not taken by the Lightfoot.
He needs to take the hill, and the problem is he wants to get these guys on top of the hill before the skirmishers and Lightfoot from Tristan's command gets there. Oh, and
Okay,
Tristan's going to have a hard time ever getting this elephant and artillery back up into place.
Well, the good thing is he's doing what we said no one was going to do, is to place the elephant next to the artillery. So at least they can move both of them with 2 pips. That's nice.
Yeah, but they're just so slow.
Yes, with 3 points, I still think that cavalry is in a terrible position.
I think he's going to use 2 of those points to move that artillery and elephant up, though, because he's got to get them. If he doesn't start moving them, he'll never get them into the battle.
He should.
He can sit in the open there and let Dave come to him, but he wants that artillery and elephant on that line.
He could, because that's not a bad position for a...
Correct.
I would actually move...
If he goes forward, he's doomed by the light foot attack coming out of the hills.
Yes.
But if he stays here, he might be okay. So I think at this point, I would bring my elephant and my artillery, and I'd bring them up, because you need them.
And I know this should have been done on the deployment, but right now I think the artillery could be more useful, if he's placed right to the pikes and move the Lightfoot and the skirmishers onto the hill, which is a safe position right now. The artillery of Dave's artillery is not going to move. So
If I was deploying Tristan's army with this terrain layout, I would have had the Javcav, the Knight, and the Elephant on the left flank.
Yes, on the open field.
The artillery maybe just before they deployed, and then all of my Lightfoot, except for maybe a couple Lightfoot on this side, the skirmishers, and at least 2 or 3 Lightfoot on the right flank.
Yes.
Because he knew that Dave had all this rabble and Lightfoot coming at him.
I actually think that the artillery is a nice thing for the right flank on Tristan. That's not possible now, but artillery can kill rabble.
Well, if he stops here at this point and he had artillery over here, it would keep the rabble and the Lightfoot from coming into range. Yes.
Yes, that's
what
kill
the rabble.
I'm
it can
thinking.
Kill the rabble pretty easily. It actually can kill the Lightfoot too if it gets lucky.
Not that lucky. It's actually 4 against 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Remember, Arcane, we were talking earlier before we got on camera about the whole command point thing. So
yes,
what is happening right now? And a lot of people don't realize the subtlety of command points. So the whole point of the command point system is this battle is a simultaneous event. So all these troops in real life are moving at the same time. And the idea is that by having command points, you can create the illusion of simultaneous movement. So sometimes I have the initiative, sometimes your guys have the initiative. Because during the things that are happening, here comes that wheel. So during the things that are happening on the battlefield, sometimes commanders take initiative, sometimes orders are confused, generals get killed or wounded. So that command point, I roll a 6, that means I've taken the initiative. I roll a 1, I haven't taken the initiative. Over the course of the whole battle, that evens out. But the problem is, you always want a plan for not having enough command pips to do everything you want.
That's really important.
Tristan now needs 5 command points to move his forces. 2 for the artillery, 2 for the elephant, and 1 for this mass.
Which won't be useful at all because he has artillery in front of a dune. He has 2 columns that cannot fight like that. Has to
so the issue is he's got to get his artillery up into place where it can fight. His elephant is all by itself. So he's got 4 points right here that he's got to use. He can stand with this line until something happens. So he won't be able to do anything with these guys. But he needs to roll a 4 just to put these guys where they would be useful.
Yes.
And that is what we were discussing earlier about the whole thing with command points is as you start to break up the commands, you start to have to use more and more management. You notice Dave's very sensitive about that. So he's got 1 group here, he's got 1 group here, and he's trying to keep these guys in a group as well.
He should.
But at least the guys he's splitting off only took 1 command point to move. But he's really desperate about the fact that he needs that command control over here because these guys, without the command control, are going to suck too many command points away if he wants to use them properly.
We usually think about the general as a powerful base for fighting, but it's usually more useful.
Yeah, that sounds really good right up until he dies.
Yeah.
And that command structure thing falls apart completely.
Yep.
So.
Oh, that's a nice move.
Dave's trying to get these Lightfoot in action because he knows that this is where Dave plans on winning the battle. I think is on this flank. So he knows he's got to get that command distance closed.
He spent 1, 2 on the general, 3 on this move of the Lightfoot.
Yeah, when he hits the dune, that's going to be 1, 2, 3 with the column on the end there. Yeah.
That's not possible, right? Because he already spent. Oh, he only moved.
He'll have to stop short.
No,
he had a 5. He had a 5, so he had 1. No, he does have the points to do it. If he doesn't, he moved his artillery. He started to. He wanted to.
He does. I was thinking that this was a second move, but no, it's part of the same move.
Yep.
So he has 1.5 MUs to move, because the farther 1.4 more or less. So I have.
He's actually counting his dice down too. I think what he's doing is he's got 2. We do that frequently in real life too. Is we'll roll the dice down so we can keep track.
We usually do it on TTS as well. So he rolled a 5. That's a nice move. I would start moving the artillery soon because
I think he's thinking about that. He's going to run out of time to move it. But he also he's aware of the fact that Tristan's got this problem, which buys Dave time. Remember, it's not that Tristan can't put these back together. It's just it's going to take him time to do it. So with enough turns, he will eventually put these back together.
Yep, and that will be a problem for them.
But the weird part about it is the 2. The fact that this is a 2 and the fact that this is a 2. If these were 1s, in 2 turns, I'm guaranteed to put my line back together. Because these are 2s,
you cannot.
It could be 3 or 4 turns before I put my line back together. If I don't roll
you can
well.
literally. You may not be able to place them together again ever because you can roll 1 all the time.
It could happen. It could happen.
It could happen. Yeah.
Yep.
So as I said, I think he
goes.
realized that the artillery is not able to do the wheeling, so he's going to move it individually, I believe.
Yeah, it's just that he's wheeling too far. I wouldn't wheel that far, but he's got a plan.
He does.
He's technically speaking more experienced than I am. But I've played a lot of Triumph lately, so we'll see what he does with it. He's a very experienced player, so Dave's got a plan. I don't think that was his plan. To bump his artillery though.
Well, he can do that. Okay.
What is he doing now?
I think he's just giving the artillery some space.
Well, what I think he's doing is he's realized that he couldn't wheel like he wanted, and he's got time because Tristan's not coming forward with this main line. And Tristan rolled a 1.
Oh no!
Just like we were discussing.
Yep.
So Dave has realized that he has all the time in the world to put this line back together where he wants because he's only got to go a short distance, and Tristan has a mess. And it doesn't look like a mess, but it is a mess.
It is.
Yep.
So he's going further? No. Maybe with the...
Oh, he's going closer. Well, he's looking at Dave's line and thinking, oh, what a disarray he's in. I'm going to go get him.
Yep, that's interesting and very smart, because if he can get to combat right now...
Yeah, but he's too far away.
He wants to wheel again. I'm so sorry. You cannot wheel that way because the pawn doesn't understand.
Yep, he's going to wheel his pike, see? He's
Yes.
going to come straight across.
He's going to face...
He's trying to make room for his artillery to rejoin, I think, but it won't be pointed in the right direction when he does.
We actually have people looking at this. Hello, everyone. No one talks.
Oh, no, I wasn't paying attention to that. You can see that. I can't.
I'm on the video feed, and yes. I don't know who, but... Godnet war a mess. Yes. Michael Sibilia, welcome.
Oh, yeah.
It was a mess for Dave, and he rolled a 2, which is not good for him, but he's going to move the artillery a bit further. Okay, he's going to try to align it. Okay, good enough.
Oh, here we go. I just realized that I can watch myself and actually see what the commentators are. So we have somebody watching his mic, huh? Say hi to Mike for me.
Oh, 5 points.
Now he can start to put that back together, but he can't march move it because he's too close.
Well, no.
I think he's within 8.
Why is he...
He wants to join formation with the elephant.
Okay.
No, he's trying to line up a shot, see?
Yes. But he should go
he wants to
forward.
march move it. He wants to march move it, but he can't get where he wants because 1, it's too slow, and 2, he's going to be within 8.
He can
March move it into the elephant though. He could put it right next to the elephant.
He can do... There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can do a march move. But he should place it with the elephant, yes. Well, he has still 1 extra point. Let's see where... Dave always has a plan. Yes. I've been playing with him like, I don't know. The last one was the Grand Triumph game.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's doing.
No, Dave's a very experienced player.
Yeah.
But he is a little rusty with the pandemic and all. Plus, we've spent so much time working on this game and getting the game published and all the things that go with that. Whoops, went into the dunes with the horses.
Yep, he cannot do that.
Yeah, we've spent so much time doing that. He hasn't had as much time to play.
That's a problem when you're developing something. Yeah, that you get to think but not to play. No, don't get it. No, I really suffer.
Inexperience with the mod.
If he press the undo button, if you press the undo button, you will go to the previous position, I believe.
Will let him undo multiple bases like that? Yeah, well, okay, good.
Yeah, because he did a previous forward move. Otherwise,
got it.
That would be a problem. He's been really lucky with that. I really get sick looking at this because I know the player is going to think, oh, I fucked it up. That's no.
No.
No. No, you can.
That's okay.
You can undo
the other
it.
The other thing that Dave is doing, which he did to me when we played triple the other day, is he's helping him move his figures. And one of the problems was he kept trying to help me move my figures while I was moving my figures.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. You shouldn't take a base while the other guy is doing it.
Don't touch the bases when the other guy is trying to move them.
Yeah, do not do that. The most important thing here is do not do what you wouldn't do on the real life. So if you wouldn't take 10 bases at the same time because you physically can't, don't do it on TTS because it's not going to work.
Right, and you wouldn't move somebody else's minis either.
Yeah, that's also the point, yes.
Oh, look, there we go.
There you go, okay.
So now the situation, he's probably okay because he's going to move these pikes forward, but he's got his guys sideways to his own troops. So he's going to have to be a little bit careful that he doesn't get into a situation where they get forced back.
Okay, 2 points for Dave. Only 2 points. He can go forward with the artillery.
Yeah, he's going to put... Well, the problem is he's now got his artillery too close to his pike. You were right, Arcane, by the way.
Yeah.
His wheel would not put his artillery where he wanted it.
I saw it before. I think he realized.
Yeah, you're right. It was a little too close to the steep hill. That's why he broke him up.
And if Tristan would have seen that, because obviously he cannot, we can see it because we've played many games like this. But if Tristan could have used that on his behalf.
Yeah, possibly. I still think that this is one of those battles where Tristan's deployment's going to be hard to recover from.
Yeah, probably. Although
Dave has made a mess of his command.
Yes.
You can see what he's done here. This is quite the mess.
And
I'm
actually
shocked by this.
What we thought was a problem, the Lightfoot on the left flank of Tristan, right now, if you face the pikes each other, you have 3 fast bases that can outflank the pikes really easy. So it's not that bad. But he should...
Yeah, well, but you see, that's what this guy's doing. The jab cab in the back.
He's covering
Look at the jab cab in the back. The reason he's sitting there is because he'll eat those Lightfoot for breakfast if he catches them in the open. So what Dave's going to do now is he's going to make his line longer using that heavy foot, and he's going to pop that artillery in here, and he's going to shoot from behind his line with the artillery.
Oh, can you do that?
Oh yeah. As long as you've got, remember, with fire, as long as you have a half a base width.
Half a base, you're right.
Half a base width, it's not, so he doesn't have to have the entire front clear. He just has to have a big enough gap so that he can draw a line from half of his base to the corner to half of the target base.
So
he's got a big enough hole right here. He can fire his artillery through there. And Tristan can't come through this hole.
I'm not sure.
Unless he defeats these guys.
I'm not sure the artillery is on range because remember the slider thing.
It's not in range yet, but if he moves it forward, it will be.
It will, yeah.
Yeah, he has to move 1 base, but he can also set his line up here, and when Tristan comes forward, he will be in range. Interesting.
Remember, the artillery must be placed on 0 MUs to see the shooting range.
But I think what Dave did is actually smarter than what I was thinking. He didn't want to wheel the artillery up. He actually was creating this situation. He wanted this gap to be smaller than a base width,
Yes.
so that his rabble could keep this line from coming through and hitting the artillery and fighting
That's
it in
interesting.
combat.
Yeah, that could be possible.
I
Yeah.
think that was his plan all along. Now that I look at his setup.
Okay, so they've lost the shooting, and now Tristan has 4 points of command to move. Well, probably the artillery. He wants to move it. And with 4 points, I'd say both.
You're going to put the artillery and the elephant back into a position where they can fight, I think.
They should, yeah. They should go there.
Or he's going to try and wheel this line back in line with Dave's, but I don't know. I don't think I would.
Before doing that, he should cover the right flank of the pikes and advance it. Because if he just wheels, he will face the hill.
Oh, he's moving the elephant out.
Okay. Yeah, that's smart.
I think he wants that elephant to hit this pike on the flank. But I don't think it's going to do it because I think the jab cav is going to stop it.
He can actually shoot in the next turn, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There you go. More or less.
Well, and it's not like it's a devastating instant kill.
No.
But if you let the artillery shoot at you long enough, it will kill something.
Not only that you kill something, but you may disorder the line, and if you make that pike retreat, you will force Dave to spend 1 extra point just to recover the line. And if Tristan is going forward, that will be a problem. Well, not with 6 points. That won't be a problem with 6 points. Okay, 6 points. He can realign those heavy foot. He can make advances with the light foot, and maybe the rabble can go a bit forward. That hill looks like the moon. Which one? This one?
A little bit, right? Yeah, the gray hill. Yeah.
The gray hill. Yeah. They are real places, actual places. I don't know where are they from. I know the gentle hill is somewhere here on my land. The dune, I can't remember them.
Oh, really? So these are photographs from top down.
They are actually satellite. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them. The coast is also satellite, but we had to modify it a bit. But besides that, the rest of them are just photographs, which are really nice because you have the crest of the hill.
Oh yeah. The crest line is beautiful. It looks really good.
Yeah, without drawing because of the shadow, which is really nice. It's not that geometrically correct, but it looks really cool, and I think we can use it. Okay, the light foot is advancing. That's 3 points. That heavy foot really should go with the group.
I was just looking at some comments. So Larry's joined us, and he's the one that Dave always has a plan. He thinks Dave always has a plan.
Well, if your opponent thinks you have a plan, that's interesting, because if you don't have one, you will always get him by surprise.
I think Dave's going to try and
go forward.
He might.
Well, could be a bold move, but if he gets to, that's interesting. You're literally, going inside a U formation, like a canas. I don't know. You have the elephant on one side, the artillery on the middle, and the pikes on the other side. Doesn't sound good.
He's going to bring that jab cab in. Okay. He's going to reform a group in the center with that 6. So he's going to get the heavy foot up there probably. I assume he's going to snap the jab cab up. So
the skirmishers can be a problem. Do they shatter the pike? No.
The skirmishers? No. What the skirmishers can't be killed by the pike. What the skirmishers can do is they fight the pike. They lose horribly. The skirmishers evade, and the pike jump forward.
Huh.
I don't know why he didn't snap the jab cab to the pike. That part doesn't make sense.
I don't know. But yes, this is another example of what the group management can do to a single turn.
Well, Dave's created the problem of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right now he has 8 groups.
8, and one of
So I'm
them
assuming he's going to put some of them back together, and one of them takes 2 command
takes
points.
2 command points. Yeah, that is it. And he is smartly doing what's supposed to be done. That's having the... Oh, okay, that's 4. I think the artillery doubled. Yes. 4 plus 4... 8 against 3 plus 1, 4.
Yeah, he killed it.
He killed it. Whoa, that's a
And
lucky.
that's what I was saying. The artillery, if you let it shoot at you, it can be a problem. So I think what Dave's planning to do is he's planning to press these pike and settle the issue here, counting on the heavy foot backing and the jab cab popping out.
Yep.
He can also use the pike to shield the jab cab until the jab cab are close enough to hit the artillery.
Let me... can you take the pike again on the death zone, because he's flying right now, so it can count the points. Thank you. It's not counting the point, right?
Yeah, it's flying.
Ah, he is now. Okay.
There we go. There we go.
Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, because that way we can see the score.
The death toll. So I think that Dave's planning to use that pike as a shield to pop the jab cab into that artillery, maybe, because the jab cab will tear the artillery up in a fight. So will the pike, obviously, but
you still have the elephant.
Yeah, but the elephant's got to be moved with 2 command points, and it only goes 4. The jab cab can also pop the elephant if the elephant gets too close. See, the elephant's not even in attack range yet.
But he will be next turn.
Could be. Yeah, he really wants to put the elephant on Dave's pike flank.
Oh, I see the problem right now. Dave has like 600 ping, milliseconds of lag. That's why the position of the elephant is not going updating, and the death counter is going slow.
Yeah, I see that. When they're moving, his ping is slow.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at how much resources Tabletop Simulator it seems to use, but it does use quite a bit of resource.
Yeah, it's quite heavy sometimes. Dave, you have been with like 600 of lag right now, so that's why you see some slow moves. Just in case you go disconnected, you should save the game.
Interesting. Okay, so now Tristan looks like he's trying to force the issue and also cut Dave off from getting to his artillery.
Yes. I think it's an interesting combat, because I think Tristan has the advantage here.
Well, I thought that Dave had an advantage, and I'm not understanding what some of Dave's moves are here.
Me neither. I mean, Dave could have won the left flank, and instead of that, he's going inside. Okay, that's the artillery shoot. It's not even close to do anything.
Yep. So
let's see. Dave rolled the 3 for the command points. That's good enough. He can go with the heavy foot closer and see the.
Well, first he's gonna shoot.
Yeah. Well, he should. Okay.
Oh well.
That's 1 point.
Actually, Tristan's elephant position is better than I thought, because he kept his flank guarded so that Dave can't hit him in the flank with the jab cab.
Yes.
Because that would have been a lovely move for Dave as well.
And if the jab cab goes against the elephant and it loses, he may be bumping the... Oh, there you go. Nope. That's a no. I actually liked it.
That's what I thought he might do. So what he's doing now is he's expanding his front, because he's expanding against troops that he doesn't need the rear support.
That's totally right, but against the elephant.
The rear support would be great against the elephant, but he's going to hit the elephant with the jab cab or overlap him with the jab cab in a minute, I think. Keep in mind, if he puts the jab cab on the flank and Tristan doesn't do something, if he moves that group into the elephant, he'll force the elephant to snap to the line because the elephant's an individual stand.
That's right. I would have, maybe it's... No, I wouldn't, because you have the artillery in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say to slide the 2 bases of pikes and place the javelin cavalry in the middle, but then you have a huge bolt thrower in front of the javelin cavalry. That's not a good idea.
He's using the pike to screen the jab cab. He doesn't want the pike jab cab getting shot at because it has a problem getting shot at by artillery. But what's got to be frustrating Dave right now is his left flank, where he's got all this light troops that we're going to do this really cool plan, and they haven't done anything. But at the same time, it gets to be a point. Who's using up the most points on that flank? So if I count up Dave, he's got 12, 18 points in light troops, and 8 plus 9. So you've got 17 points. Technically speaking, Tristan's holding off 18 points with 17 points. So he's actually winning on that flank to some extent.
Yes.
Because he's got 2 mounted, and his light troops kind of keeping the other guys off of his flank.
But that's the general. That's not a good position for the general. So Dave...
It's not a great position for the general, but he's not in combat. He's not in danger of dying.
I think Dave won the shooting.
It looks like it.
He will make it retreat.
He's going to do a pushback, yep.
Yeah.
Or just replace, yeah. So
Perfect.
basically, he pushed back that line of pike. Interesting.
Four points for Tristan. Okay, he can do stuff. I don't know what, but he can do stuff. I'd say he should place the light foot on the right flank of Tristan. He should play the light foot on line, just in case the roller goes too farther, to forward. And okay.
He's going to try and break Dave's line with a skirmisher, I think, but we'll see.
Not quite easy. It could be a 3 against 0.
Yeah, but that's what he wants. If he's trying to pull him out of line, he's not going to kill him. He wants to pull him out of line. But actually, I think he's going all in. He's trying to see if he's got enough move to move his line in.
With 4 points, he may be able to, and that would be a really nice move.
Well, he could take these pike against the heavy foot. Yeah, he's going to go all in with his pike block. So he's going to take at least 2 points to move his pike block columns, 2 columns in. That'll be 2 command points. But he's got to get the skirmisher out of the way first. Probably put him on the flank.
He can do the 3 columns.
Right, 3 columns.
Can he shoot with artillery to the pike that's
He'll shoot the pike off of the flank if he can, and that'll give him advantage in that flank. But it's not likely. He's not likely to win.
No,
but he could.
If he can make the pike to go back, and then he wins on the rest of the line because he's facing one heavy foot with a rear supported pike. So that's really
and the skirmisher, keep in mind, the pike's only a +3.
And if the other pike is go back,
is a 2. If he pushes the other pike back and he gets the other guys to go back, he could end up with an advantage actually. So it's not a bad move.
No, it's not. A 2 against 2 he could be.
Oh, what's he doing here?
Well, try to break the rubble with the skirmishers. Actually, he would have the uphill, right?
Yeah. Well, Dave would have a potential uphill depending on who he hits, but I don't think he wants to go in there with 1 skirmisher because rabble can kill skirmishers. I think he just wants to plug the hole there.
Oh yes.
Actually, if I was him, I think I would can the skirmisher get to the flank of the pike? I think it's too far.
Let me tell them something. I would recommend, Tristan, that you place the head you see the guy on the top of the screen. If you set the height of the while you pick up things a bit lower, you would be able to get a closer look to the real position. Also remember that TTS only rotates 15 degrees, but it will snap even if the degrees are not that accurate.
So basically, Arcane, when I'm looking at what he's doing there, I would probably try and get one of those light troops on the flank of the pike block if he can, like you were suggesting earlier. But I don't know that that's what he's got planned. I think he's trying to do something else.
I don't know. I would do I wouldn't length the line of on that part, because that can be a problem. Do not pick.
Oh, they're using that as a spacer.
Okay.
I think I know what he's trying to figure out. He's trying to figure out if he can get all the way over there without going through the zone of control, but I think he could have. No, he's zocking. He's trying to zone of control those rabble on the hill, but if I was the rabble, I'd come down the hill, hit him, and make him fight.
Yep, me too.
It's going to depend on what happens with the artillery shot and the battle in the center. If he gets an advantage going here and the elephant joins in, it could be ugly over there.
Oh, no. Oh,
Good
yes!
artillery shot?
Yeah, actually the artillery... No, he didn't kill it by 1 point. Really
He just
close.
missed killing it, didn't he?
No. 9 against 5, I believe.
But he
3
backs
plus
him
2.
up.
Yeah. So that's a 3-2 right now on the skirmisher. But if he gets to win the rest of the combats, it will be a 2 against 2.
Now he might start on the heavy foot and try to beat the heavy foot. I think Dave's telling him he can go here, he can go here, he can go here. So, yeah, that's where you want to go.
Yep. That would be 5 against 4,
yeah,
right?
the pike will be a 3 plus 2 for rear support, and the heavy foot will be a 4.
That's it.
Yeah, so it's not a huge advantage, but it's an advantage.
Oh, first one. So that's nice. The heavy foot goes back.
Yep.
And the pike goes forward.
8 to 5. You almost killed him.
Yep.
And now that's going to give his pike block an advantage. So
am I right? He should go forward, right?
Yeah. The question is, he's trying to decide if he wants to give the pike block an extra advantage. But he's probably better off just continuing along the line like that. Because that'll give him. I assume they were going there.
Yeah.
Remember
to pursue with the pike.
He pushes back the pike block, so the Jav Cav have to push back. Oh yeah, he's got to move the pike up. They forgot to do that.
Yeah, I just told them.
So now the Jav Cav would push back, and the pike block would push back.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you have a 2 against 2, which is quite nice.
This is the tricky part, is trying to get that Jav Cav right there. Yeah. So now he's got to bring his pike up, and he's going to have a 2-on-2, which is an even fight, and the skirmisher can't die, so Tristan can't lose the skirmisher in this fight.
I think Tristan didn't realize that the artillery can now shoot the skirmishers. I just saw it. Oh! Did he double it? Yes!
Yep.
He killed it.
He did.
Wow!
So the skirmisher just killed the pike, and now the skirmisher will advance.
Yep. And that's a problem.
All of a sudden we have a tie game, folks.
Oh my god. But we know Dave has a plan, so...
Dave's plan right now could be in trouble because he's got an elephant that could come slamming into the side of his pike.
He will. But
No,
well,
he won't hit him in the side. He doesn't quite have the position for the side, but he will hit his pike potentially.
the javelin cavalry can kill the skirmishers quite easily, so that's not a problem because now it's Dave's turn.
Correct. Dave's probably going to try and kill the skirmisher with the javelin cavalry, I would
Yes.
think. But it depends on what he rolls.
3, enough. That's enough to move the rabble on combat, to move the Javcav, and to make the heavy foot come closer
Right.
to cover that spot.
Yep, there he goes. And
1.
he's going to try and eat the skirmisher.
So that's a 3 against 1, which is a really neat advantage.
Why is Dave moving?
Why did the Javcav push back? Because the pikes that were in front were pushed back, so
Correct.
they drag them.
And the pike are close order, so they push back the stuff behind them, even if it's an open order.
He's actually going forward, yes. He will touch it, and he will confirm
touch it.
against
Yeah,
the group.
the group of rabble will touch the skirmisher, and they'll make the skirmisher snap to the rabble that's on the right, depending on how he positions it. If he goes straight forward, that's what'll happen. Well, he's going to wheel. It's still going to happen that way. And the rabble, well, maybe he's going to hold off because he wants to see what happens on the right, but I think he's going to hit him because the rabble are going to be a 2. The skirmisher are 2, but the skirmisher will be overlapped, so it'll be 2 to 1. And the problem with 2 to 1 combats is anybody could die.
Anybody. It looks like you have the advantage until you roll 1 and the enemy rolls
well, but
6.
I forgot. Dave does have a hill advantage, so he'll actually be a 3 to a 1. So that's a pretty good fight.
I think they are perpendicular to the crest, so I'm not quite sure they have the up.
Yeah, that would still be an uphill in most of our games, at least. I would call that uphill.
Yeah, I would call it uphill as well, especially because most of the rabble is on the hill.
The crest line thing doesn't come into play too much, but it is weird when they're fighting along the crest. But normally, especially since this hill is 3D, well, no, it's not 3D.
No, it's not.
Well, if it was a 3D hill, one of my hills, it would be obvious that these rabble are uphill from the skirmisher. So I'd give them the +1, which means that this is a 3 to 1 advantage.
Yeah, you assume the center part of the hill, or you have one higher point.
Mm-hmm. Well, even though this hill isn't 3D, it's detailed enough that you can see that these guys are uphill. I mean, they even look like they're uphill when you look at the map. So
the map, yeah, you see that probably the higher point is right behind the rabble that is fighting right now. Yes. So that's 1, 2. Where is the 3? The third point will go. I would move the heavy. Oh, the heavy foot already moved, right? Yes. Okay. So I think they are doing that combat. That will go. Okay, just the skirmisher just go back, which is not good for Dave. He could have killed one.
No, he really wanted to kill that. He did kill it.
Why?
What did he get?
Why?
Because it was a 6 to a 3. Because skirmisher was a 0. Remember, the skirmisher starts out as a 1.
Oh, he's 1 against mounted.
And he was double overlapped. If he's double overlapped, he was actually a negative. And if you're negative and you lose, you're dead.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was negative. He'd actually gone negative.
Okay. I
Because
didn't
it was
realize.
versus mounted in the open. Skirmishers don't like fighting mounted in the open.
No. Whoa. Yeah, that's
pushing back.
Yep.
And so, to answer Mike's question, same thing with that heavy foot, because that heavy foot had a front edge, and in back of those pike, it's going to get pushed back by the pike. There we go. Another thing I've noticed with the Tabletop Simulator is you got to be careful. That push forward, push back thing is really useful. But when you're in between figures like this, sometimes it's better to pick them up and drop them and snap them.
Yes.
Because it can actually cause them to crash.
1 to 1. Oh, that's almost nothing in this kind of battles.
Wow.
Okay, so that's a Yeah, the heavy foot go back. Whoa,
Heavy foot
this
go
is the
back.
second turn. The pikes pushes Dave's line, so
Right.
not actually bad for Dave's because now he's farther and he can cover that spot if the skirmisher is
Yeah,
killed.
it's not. It's just getting pushed back's not hurtful. The only thing that's hurting Dave is that he's got a jab cab that's now kind of hanging out there. The jab cab will do well against the light foot, but he's overlapped now, and he's got to watch out for the elephant.
He will be overlap at the elephant, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite sure.
So now we have the 3-1. I assume they're doing it as 3-1.
Okay, not that bad.
7-4. He just pushes him back.
Which is bad for Dave as well because now he can realign and make a 5 baseline that does not really need to move from there because he has the zone covered and the advantage on the elephant zone is good enough for Tristan to not move there.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, Dave's holding up more point. He's holding up one more point over there than Tristan's spending to hold him. He's in a good position on the other flank, but
forward 2 points for the elephant maybe.
Well, he doesn't want to move the elephant in front of his artillery.
Well, I would. I mean, doesn't it kill the? I may be mistaken. Yeah, sorry. The elephant doesn't kill anything.
No, it's not going to shatter him.
They don't shatter, but it's still the elephant is a +5.
That's interesting. Apparently, he didn't like getting pushed off the hill.
Oh, whoa!
He's going back for more. But the Lightfoot are a little tougher, so the Lightfoot will help counteract the hill advantage. But I actually wonder if he's got enough room to slide the elephant onto the flank of the pike. He can't hit him in the flank in one turn, but he could put him on the flank so that the elephant could hit the pike in the flank on the following turn.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
He just used 2 command points over there. He's only got 2 left. And he used
one left because the Lightfoot advanced. Okay, the shot makes the pike goes back.
Yep. Which doesn't really do much. The Lightfoot will be a 2. The jab cab will be a 2 because they're overlapped on the side by the pike, so it's 2-2.
Yes.
But the Lightfoot can't kill the jab cab.
He will start with the middle, so it will be 5 against. Oh, 5 against 4. Oh, whoa! No, he didn't. He started with the. Oh, that's.
He started with the jab cab.
With the jab cab. Yeah, that's bad.
And he killed him, didn't he?
Yep. 5 + 2 is 7 against. Yeah, against 1 + 2 is 3.
Yeah. So.
I think he doubled it.
There,
right?
yeah, because there he's got.
Shouldn't it go forward?
He's got an advantage. Tristan's got an advantage there because he's going to have a 4 versus 6.
Shouldn't the Lightfoot go forward to pursue because of the double?
What's that?
The Lightfoot, shouldn't it go forward?
It did, but it only goes forward its base depth.
Oh, it already did. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, that heavy foot's in the way.
Okay, and the middle one, well, and this is what.
Now he's gonna have a 5 to a 4.
Again, pushed back.
Pushed back, which is really annoying with Dave's having his figures lined up that way.
Yes.
But Dave's in trouble now. I think in big trouble because you have a stalemate on the left and right flank of Tristan, left flank for Dave, and Dave's in trouble on the right flank.
Okay, which one? Okay. Pushes the rebel back. Why does it go forward?
It doesn't go forward.
It doesn't, right?
Dave's telling him right now. He doesn't go forward. Just
Okay.
put that guy back there.
Stop right there.
Okay. He was a little anxious, that's all. He's trying to take that hill. But
Okay, this is a 2.
now the rabble will be a 2 to the skirmisher 2 because the rabble's up 1 for the hill but down 1 for the overlap.
Oh, that's too bad. Doubled. Skirmisher are dead.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yep. But still, no. What's happening?
It should have been an 8 to a 4.
Maybe they don't count the hill.
It's the only possible explanations. They're not counting the hill, but I'm not sure why.
That's the kind of thing I'm not saying to them because
they may be playing the straight crest line rule.
Probably.
Which okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, with the crest line thing, as I said before, it wouldn't be an advantage for Dave because he's perpendicular to it. Okay.
I've got the YouTube thing streaming over on the side, and I got to remember that it's on a delay. Slight delay.
Slight delay. You have the slight delay. Yeah, that's important.
So what's Dave gonna do here?
How many points? 6.
Did he roll a 6? Wow.
Wow. Well, that's a thing. Yeah. He should go. Yeah, you should go with the light cap.
He finally has to win on the flank that he originally planned to win on because he's losing on the other one.
But still, you have a general there, a knight general. If you place anything on open field,
well, you notice he's not coming out to play with that.
Yeah. So he places the rabble because he doesn't need.
Yeah, it's rabble. He's got more.
Yeah. That's the thing.
He doesn't care.
It can die.
But
it's okay.
He's gonna try and get rid of that one light foot and at least get an advantage there. But he is in trouble on that flank. He needs to do something. But I wouldn't do that.
No, I think he's just.
He's just moving his pigs.
Checking if he can go back. He can retreat. Okay, that's 2 points. You still has 4 more. Okay, that's the.
No, they don't move that far, Dave.
Okay, that's the 3rd. It's important to say that the artilleries are almost useless in this game.
I don't know why he's not using the heavy foot.
I don't know.
On the flank of that pike. I think he needs him to fill the hole on the right. That's why.
I think he needs to remove it from there because it's a pain in the ass.
What he's going to do, he's trying to fill the hole that was created by the Jav Cav, which he can almost do. He's going to fill that hole, and he's going to use the rabble to make his line longer. So now what he's hoping to do is use the rabble to get on the flank of this heavy foot and stop the get an overlap, so he stops the advantage that the other guy's got, that Tristan has, and he's got to use this heavy foot, which was his reserve. He's got to run him over here and fill his hole, and he's retreating the pike, which is probably smart at this point. He's getting farther away from the elephant and farther away from the artillery.
A good retreat is always a nice option.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know when to go back.
Sometimes the best way forward is to go backwards.
Yep.
He's checking to make sure he left a gap for the heavy foot.
Okay. That's interesting. That's the precise way to use the proxies you have on the right flank.
Yep. That's why we use them. We use them that way in real life too.
That's the point. I mean, especially when you have the snapping thing on the mod. I mean, it's stupid not using them unless you don't know them.
And I'll tell you, Arcane, I know I've said this on the forum, but I cannot thank you enough for all your hard work on this mod because it is really fun to play.
I really enjoyed it, and as you know, we've been doing this. I mean, because we love wargaming and the community since the last year. So I really thank you for all the effort you've placed on me on the mod, because I have many material. It's not the same to doing something because you want than having the company behind, like saying, okay, you can place this because I allow it to. It's really
we're
interesting.
Thrilled with it. So, especially in the time, you know what? It's not just the fact that we have the whole situation with the pandemic and it's difficult to play in person, but to be able to play with you in Spain and to play with your friends in this league and have truly make it more of a global community is really, really exciting.
I really like it.
What happened? What happened?
I really love that. I think that's the good part of the wargaming is that you can play against whoever you want because the rules are the same, and it's a beautiful thing that we have this kind of stuff. That we are talking right now at, let me take a look, 3:30 on the morning in my time.
Oh, we had to schedule these earlier.
Ah, don't worry. I'm a night beast. Okay.
See, and I'm already yawning because it's almost past my bedtime. I'm a morning person, so. All right, so here we go. What are we doing here, Dave? What's he doing? He pushed back the light foot, so he popped the light foot through, and you know what he's doing over there. If you look at Tristan's line, if he hits him again, Tristan can't back up unless he moves his horses.
Well, he has 2 points right now, which I believe it's really interesting if he uses them for both.
Well, but you see what's going on over here on Tristan's right flank.
Yeah.
Dave pushed his light foot into a situation where he's going to be out of space. Now Tristan's coming forward.
That's 2 points.
Is he going to bring this guy out wide? No, he just used the 1 point. Oh, he's bringing in the general.
But he only has 2 points. He cannot do that.
That's 1-2.
Whoa.
No, he can't do that. That's what he can't do. He's got to leave the jab cab behind.
And he can't do the general thing because he spent the 2 points he has on facing Dave's troops with the Lightfoot column and then with the skirmishers. Those are 2 points, right?
Yeah, actually that's 2 points because this is a steep hill, right? Unless it's gentle hill.
Yeah.
I understood you were saying earlier it was a steep hill. So if it's a steep hill, this was 2 points to move these in, and the general would be 3. But he's shooting against Dave, so I don't care.
I should tell them. So guys, if you enter the steep hill, I believe, maybe I'm mistaken, the skirmishers and the Lightfoot are 1 point each. The general could not move, right? I believe Tristan had 2 points. Maybe I'm mistaken.
But tell him since he's doing it to Dave, Rod says it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. He agrees. Okay.
Ah, okay. Darn, I wanted to see that general eat those rabble.
Yeah, me too, but that's kind of illegal. There you go. Okay. He will rethink that. That's it. The 2 points going forward. Those are the bases you're moving.
Yep.
I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. If you see this later, I'm so sorry. But the good thing about this is that we can act as referees when we need to.
Yeah, but it's actually good that we're not talking to or over or with them because
that's important. Yeah.
It's annoying to have people commenting on the game real time.
No, we only comment if they do something that we see it's a mistake because you. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
6-1.
You don't need a general. Oh my God.
That skirmisher has decided that he is tired of getting kicked off that hill.
They are the special forces of the Greek.
All right, so now we've got a 2
to 2, right?
To a 3, depending on how they're. Well, no, that should be definitely a 2 to 2 because of the uphill advantage, or 2 to 3.
No, they don't take the. Since they are perpendicular.
Well, he would have been uphill that time, so this guy would have been uphill, but I don't know how they're counting that hill. So
I think they are using the crest line, so.
Yeah, they're following that crest line.
Oh, that's a problem for Tristan. I think the pike is going behind. Okay. So this is a 5 against 4.
5 to 4.
Oh God!
Oh.
If it would have been the other way. Wow.
Yeah, that was
That
interesting.
was close.
Here come the pike. Okay.
Those are unstoppable. I mean, the other ones just were defeated, but these ones didn't lose a
Well,
single
but you
combat.
notice the heavy. You notice that the heavy foot's holding its own against the pike. That's why it's a good
Yes,
value at 3 points for one stand of heavy foot.
I believe heavy foot is one of the best bases.
It's a good value troop. Well, it's the core of a lot of armies. So Dave's got a whole bunch of pips again.
He's really lucky. He's having the points he didn't have at the beginning of the game, which I believe it's fair. But well, let's see. You have
Now is when he needed them.
Yep. He should reaccommodate the heavy foot on the line. Maybe even going back with a pike, I don't know.
Well, I think he'd really like to get rid of that skirmisher, so he's probably going to do that.
Yes, that's a 2 against 1. And if he wins, that 1 will be 3 against 2, which is nice. I think he should go forward with the Lightfoot and be on terrain. Maybe the zone of control is not going to work,
Well,
but
yeah,
at least
I mean,
he can block.
well, no, see what he's trying to figure out is I don't think he can do that one, but it looks like he can. I'm not sure. It depends on zone of control. Yeah, he can.
He can.
You see what he did? So
Okay.
he's turning on this Lightfoot's flank because that general's too far back.
Yes. Well, that will probably be a problem for the rabble the next turns, but not that.
Well, but he's willing to spend the rabble to get the 3-point Lightfoot and kill it. Plus, bring potentially the other guys forward and then come after him with the Lightfoot still in terrain. Dave's down 9-6, so.
How many points did he use? 1 for the heavy foot, 2 for the rabble, 3 for the light foot, 4 for the second rabble that's flanking right now.
Yeah, he's got a couple left. Hmm.
2 points left. I will go back with the heavy foot and the pikes and do a single line. I don't know. Oh, maybe the light foot. The light foot should go forward. A bit forward.
Yeah.
Just enough to make sure the knights and the Javkav cannot charge the rabble.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering is if he wants to do that. He's actually really tempted, I think, to bring his knight general over and help one of the battles, either the battle with the light troops.
That may be a problem because of the crest of the hill. He may be losing the line of
command
sight.
control. That's what he's worried about. He'll lose command control on one side of the hill or the other.
Okay, the artillery will shoot the pike flank. 4 against 4.
Yeah, he's got a shot at the pike.
He does. Okay, he just go back. Okay.
Yeah, he broke the pike block up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Now he's going to do the double overlap.
Mm-hmm. That's
So he'll
5.
have a 5 to
Whoa.
their 3.
I believe. Yeah, it's doubled.
Yep.
Do they kill both bases or just the
No,
first one?
no, just the front base.
Just the first. Okay.
So that's why he wanted that double overlap. But now he's killed them. He's got an overlap still. He's got more troops, and they lost the rear rank of pike.
Yep, that's a problem. He did
So
lose
I
the
would
first
argue
one.
that Dave didn't win that through superior strategy, but he did win it through some seriously lucky die rolls at the right time.
Yes, and 1 point right now for the pips of Tristan is quite. Oh no, what's up? Oh, again! My God,
Yep.
those skirmishers are good like hell.
Yeah.
But they
I'm
lose the
seeing a note.
flank.
Mike says, just a heads up, doesn't look like the love steam was posted to the Discord when it went live. Or the live steam, maybe, I think he meant.
The love Steam was
I think
posted
its
as when
live
it
stream
went
was
live.
posted to Discord when it went live. Not sure.
Oh, maybe we didn't post on the Discord? Was I that? Yeah, you're probably right. I'm so sorry.
Well, those skirmishers are tough.
Those skirmishers are amazing, but they did lose the
He
flank.
lost a fight. He's going to have to bring his elephants and his light foot in to help out, or he's in trouble. I don't think I'd take him into that combat, but yeah, I'm not sure why he went all the way forward. He just needed help with the overlap. I don't think he wants to fight with those guys. I think Dave might be telling him that because he is new. So, and Dave's not completely heartless. I guess I missed it. So the light foot over here, they locked, huh? That's interesting.
So he has 4 points, right? 1, 2.
Oh, yeah. So this part I understand putting the pike box back together, but that was 3. Or sorry, 1, 2, and then 3 with the light foot. But I'm not sure why he went all the way in here. He didn't have to get the overlap. Why he went all the way in with the light foot.
The light foot. Oh yes.
On the Tristan's left flank.
I don't see it because it right there is a.
Oh, what a sneaky guy!
Whoa.
Good plan.
Yes.
Good plan. Right there.
The problem is that on Dave's turn, that those skirmishers can be shot with the artillery. I actually could face the artillery directly. But yes, those light foot I don't understand because they're going to be 4 against 1.
Well, the skirmishers can be shot in overlap, but not in that wrap. So if he puts them on the flank like that, they won't be a target.
No, that's nice.
I'd have to double check, but I don't believe you can shoot them like that because they're in front edge contact with an enemy. They're not just in overlap. Oh, that's what he wanted to do. Okay, well, that doesn't really help. So he shot the pikes back, but that doesn't help these light foot. These light foot are still double overlapped. Not sure why he did that. But this is a good move here.
5 to 3. Which one? It would be nice if they pointed us.
I'm not sure. I think they were doing this center one first. But I would have thought they were doing this one first, but I'm not positive.
Okay. What's happening here? I will ask you guys if you can use the tab to point us the combat you are doing before rolling the die. Thank you.
There we go. So they're doing that one. Okay.
6 against 5. 5 to 6. Now the Lightfoot goes back.
Yeah, Lightfoot's going to fall back. Not sure. Okay. And then we have, I assume they're going to do either the pike or the heavy foot next.
So they tied on the other combats, I understand. Ooh. Oh my god. That was really unlucky. He could have killed it.
Yeah, almost.
Okay, those are 12 points.
So Dave got 5 points.
I think so.
Okay. So what's he going to do with 5? I think he's going to push that side right flank in. Those two. He's going to bring the pike up. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So basically now we've got, it's all effectively almost a tie game, but with some people in some very tricky positions. So Dave's got a couple guys hanging out there with the mounted situation, but it's only a 2-point rabble. He's got his knight general ready to plug the hole if the rabble get blown away.
Which is not nice because he can also overlap it with the Lightfoot.
Correct. And he's backing his artillery up.
Oh.
You see why? You can't shoot that skirmisher. That looks like a little too far, Dave. You can't shoot the skirmisher because the skirmisher is got front contact with an enemy. So you can shoot into overlap. So if that skirmisher was turned 90 degrees and it was on the flank, yes, that's an overlap, and you can shoot that. But you can't shoot an enemy who has front contact with one of your troops.
Which is technically in combat.
He's technically in... It's a little bit more than overlap. It's like overlap plus.
That's it, yes.
Yeah, it's technically combat. The combat roll will be decided by the front, but these skirmishers are technically in combat.
That makes sense.
So they got all the Zoc markers out all of a sudden. Everybody's getting all concerned about that. Let's see what's happening here. I'm worried about that knight.
I see the knight. The general. Oh, Tristan general.
He turned his rabble.
Uh-huh.
Although rabble in the flank, rabble to the front, getting hit by knight general, it won't make that much difference.
No.
But I think he's going to make a line, like you suggested earlier, with his light foot. He's going to bring them up.
I think that would be the interesting thing in that flank, because he's been losing bases. I mean, not enough to be overwhelmed, but, well.
Well, Dave, it always looked like Dave was going to win on his left flank, and Tristan was going to win on his left flank.
It's looking at the other way right now.
Now it's hard to say. Tristan has an advantage with the pike block versus the heavy foot. It looks like Dave has an advantage with the light foot versus the heavies over here, but not with this elephant hanging out here to smack him if he tries to do anything with the pike. So
but the elephant has been trying to do something many turns. Whoa.
Looks like they're doing both of these simultaneously. No, it was here. So the pike lost. Now they're going to do this one, it looks like.
The pike should go forward, right?
Yeah, pike should go forward.
There
so you move the pike forward, and then they're doing the light foot combat.
Light foot combat.
The light foot are double. The light foot are double overlap now.
Whoa, 4-1. Yep, death. 6-3 exactly. So that's 3 extra points for Dave's pool, and 1 point, only 1 point to achieve the victory.
Correct. Now he's just got to kill one thing.
But
he's still got to fight this one. Now he did he did get an overlap here.
And it's going to be Tristan's turn. If he can move the elephant, he can kill several things.
They haven't rolled the heavy foot yet. So the heavy foot is a 3, and the pike are a 4, and the heavy foot die if they lose.
And they does.
And they die.
Do. Yeah.
Yeah. So now.
Okay. That. Whoa. Whoa.
The next death is the end of the game.
Basically, yes. Even if it's the rabble.
And the pike should go forward. Oh, we haven't done the rabble yet. Well, this could be it right here.
Yep. That's 3-2. It's difficult to be. It's way more difficult. Okay. Tie.
Whoa.
Are you saying me that you only need 1 point to use your knights and charge the rabble that is in open terrain? Okay, that seems easy.
Yeah. They didn't bring these pike forward either.
No. You should bring the pike forward, guys. the red one.
Yeah.
Okay,
There we go.
so
So
I would charge
so
with the knight.
I would definitely, with only one thing left to kill, yeah, I'd charge with the knight. I'd actually put the jab cab on his flank.
You have to protect the pikes. I think he should. Can you retreat from a combat?
Only if you're faster than your opponent. So none of these guys can retreat. The pike, but what he can do is do this.
Okay.
He's going to turn on the pike block. And he's probably going to turn this guy.
Okay.
Because what he can do is hit the pike in the flank, and with a 3-2, he can take the pike block apart.
This seems like the hardest move. Has to spend the points right, and I believe that the knights charging the rabble is must.
I would agree. I would charge the knights into the rabble for sure.
Maybe I would also place, if they can, maybe you can place a rear support to the pikes if the other pike reaches, which I don't know. I think they don't. It's half base and plus. No, it does.
Well, when I look at this, he's got with 3 command points, he's got 3 obvious moves. I would turn these 2 pike on the pike flank of these pikes because they're completely unopposed.
Yes.
I would hit the rabble with the knight. One concern he's got is I don't know what they're doing there.
They're trying. No, the other way. No, you're not going to reach. You're too far away.
No. Undo. The other thing is that he's got to keep in mind that this artillery can shoot these skirmishers now. It's not a great chance, but he could. So what's got to happen now is Tristan's got to get more kills than Dave does, because if Dave gets more kills than he does, even if the game ends, then that's whoever has the most kills. So Tristan could turn these pike, at least turn one of the pike onto this rear one. Maybe move the skirmisher out of the way, but I really think he needs to go for the kill with the rabble.
The rabble, yeah.
That's a fairly sure kill. It'd be a 1, 2 is 4. Looks like he's going for it, and he shatters.
It should be easy enough.
Right. Well, you can still have to roll dice. But I do think he's got to turn these pike. At least one of these pikes got to turn on the rear, and he's got to worry about the skirmisher getting shot.
He shouldn't worry, because if he does not win this turn, he will lose next.
Yeah, he's going to get the skirmisher out of trouble, I think. He actually might go in with the artillery. Ooh.
No, he doesn't reach.
That's another possibility, but it's too far.
Too far away.
Yeah, too far away. So I would turn the pike.
Yes. Now the general must go in.
There we go.
Okay, I would turn the pike as well. Would you break the pike support if you fight the rear one?
Correct.
Then that's a must.
Because he's the moving player, he'll decide the order of the combat. So if he kills the pikes in the rear first,
yes,
he breaks the pike support. Either way, if his guys remain on the flank and the guy in the front wins, then this guy's dead because he can't back up. I don't know what he's doing with the elephant. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe he doesn't know that because he's new.
He's also blocking his artillery shot. He had a free shot with the artillery at that pike. I'd go for that. There we go. Why he did that, I don't know.
That's artillery shot. He goes back.
4-3, it backs him up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he did not do this move over here, but
not sure, but if he doesn't win this turn, he will lose. He can even lose this very turn because the pikes are going to be.
He might have also been going for minimal combats because he's probably not going to die here, and he was worried about maybe dying one of these. But
the pike combat is not good in. Whoa. Okay, the rebel is dead.
The rebel's dead.
Still, I'm
The
still
knight
worried.
comes forward.
I'm still worried because the pikes are 5 minus 1, 4 against 2. 4 to 2.
Yeah, I think what he's doing, Arcane, is David may even suggested this pike is a 3.
Oh.
Down to a 2. Well, did he lose that one?
No,
Uh-oh.
it's 8 to 5.
Backed up. But this pike is a 3 down to a 2.
And the other one
This
is 5
pike
to 4.
is a 5 down to a 4. This is a 4 to 2. He could lose this fight.
He could. That's why I'm saying that even the rebel died.
I would have turned on their flank.
And he did.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
So they've won by...
They've won by 1 point.
2 points.
Or 2 points. Sorry, 2 points. Yeah, because the rabble wasn't worth enough. So that's the game. Dave won by 2 points. And I think that the mistake that was made was moving the elephant instead of turning on the flanks of these pike. I would have turned on their
Maybe
flank.
he doesn't know. Let's talk to them. Let's go there.
Well, they did discuss this move, but I think he was going for the try to minimize combats and get the sure kill.
Probably. We should move to the Discord channel.
Sure.
Let's go there.
We can do that. So
we don't leave the... Can you go inside the Discord channel?
I think I can. It's a Discord for Triumph.
Uh-huh.
And I'm switching the audio device, correct?
Not wherever you want. We just go inside the TTS voice channel. You go first, and I'll follow you.
Okay, and the TTS, which voice channel are they on? I'm sorry.
Voice channel 1.
Voice channel 1. Got it.
That is correct.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
All right, so we've got some burning questions for you guys.
Whoa. Got some serious echo.
Are you there?
Yep.
Yeah, I got some echo with Rod.
I'm gonna turn mine down.
Okay.
So
that was about as close as the game's gonna be.
I still hear you twice. Is that right?
I hear echo. Or I did.
Yeah, there's some bad echo still.
Okay, not now.
I don't hear it now.
Yeah, but much better.
okay.
I think so.
Yeah,
So
it's a little better.
serious question. Why the elephant move instead of turning the pike on the block of the blue pike?
You're still really echoey.
Maybe it's me. I'm not sure.
Okay. Why the elephant move what?
Instead of turning Tristan's pikes on the flank of your pike.
So when I did the math of I didn't know what else to do because when I did the math of the pike, it didn't actually do anything, and I thought I could hit that flank with the elephant on the pike, and my elephant just stood there, and I wanted to use an elephant.
Right.
This is going crazy, guys.
Okay. So yeah, what I was questioning, Tristan, and by the way, good game, both of you guys. It was really exciting and very close. In that last move, your knight was almost a sure kill, hopefully. And the main reason for turning these pike onto Dave's pike was to take his block apart so he couldn't do what he did, which was kill your 3-point pike when you killed the 2-point rabble. That was what I was wondering.
I think what happened, Rod, was that I had said to Tristan, you can turn the rear rank. And he said, well, what about the front rank so that I could actually flank them? And so we transitioned our discussion to the front rank. And that's when he was referring to the math. It just wasn't a very advantageous combat, even though it would prevent me from falling back. And so I don't think he made a transition at that point back to the idea of the rear rank. He just was
Okay.
It just was, I think we were both tired. The game went on for a while.
Wait, so if I would have hit the rear rank, you wouldn't have gotten the bonus?
Well, you decide the order of the combat, Tristan. You could have attacked his rear rank first. And if you won, it would have been a 3-2. If you won, even if you didn't kill him, you would have peeled that rear rank off of his, because they would have had to turn to face you, and that would have made his front rank only a 3 overlap down to a 2 versus your 2, so he wouldn't have doubled you and killed you.
Right.
Gotcha.
So the goal wasn't to kill his pike. The goal was to stop his pike from killing you.
Yeah, I was just worried because I was afraid that because we were so focused on that part of the battle line that I was worried that Tristan was going to forget. He was going to spend his pips and forget to move his general. And so in my mind, I wanted him to come to the conclusion he was going to do that on his own, but I didn't want to forget. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, no matter what he ends up doing here, I've got to.
Yeah, the knight general was a sure move. Needed to happen.
Yeah, it's just that the way our battle was on two sides of this hill, I was afraid he was going to forget about it, given that he's a pretty new player. So,
Yep.
So I was thinking you had to get to 24, not 16.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So it's
And when I came back around, like I wasn't sure how the back, like coming around the back would work.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, in all honesty, just didn't really know.
Well,
So like that may have also made my decision with like the skirmisher. I didn't know if that was the turn prior, if that was the right move. I think it was at the end of the day.
Oh yeah. Your skirmisher move was a good move. That was the right move, especially after he fought his way up that darn hill.
It was.
yeah, he killed 2 rabble and then contributed to the heavy foot. But yeah, that was why at the time when you were considering the other move for that skirmisher, I said you should carefully weigh all your options. Because even a further option was attacking with your general at that point, although that was kind of a... So I'm glad you didn't do it. Earlier on, I set this trap up, which was basically exposing that rabble there in the gap, and that turn where you tried to move up and attack it was exactly what I wanted you to do. Because if your knight wins and kills it, he pursues, and then my general was going to swoop in and I was going to flank you, and it was going to be really ugly.
He was baiting you. He was baiting you with the rabble. He wanted you to come in.
But by the time you came in, I was breaking, and I was like, oh no, this is horrible. But Arcane, so you were about to do that move, and I honestly didn't realize you had moved onto the bad terrain with on the edge of that hill. And I hear this little voice from Arcane. Each one of those is 1 point, and I'm like, what is he talking about? And then that prevented you from being able to do the move that I wanted you to do. Anyway, it's okay.
Yeah, because I didn't catch that, Dave. But you wanted him to come forward with the knight and get sucked in deeper so you could take out his general.
Right. On the next turn, I would have moved my general and one of these light foot over.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't realize. If I had realized that, I would have told him he couldn't do it. But I just kind of, because our troops were there, I didn't really see though. But what he ended up doing with the skirmishers, I thought was perfect. So that was a really good move.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
guys.
interesting battle, guys.
Really nice. I have to thank you both. It was really interesting. I hope I can, well, not both of you because you already played, but I will be broadcasting, so
Yeah, no, it was good. It was I just wanted to do something with my elephant. I felt sad that he was just sitting there on the flank and didn't do anything.
Sometimes, Tristan, the best use of elephants is a fear factor. If they don't engage, they also don't die. But they can also scare the bejeebies out of somebody that you might do something with them.
you actually made Dave rebuild the line just because you had an elephant there. So that's a quite neat use of the elephant. You don't need to kill with
Yeah,
him.
I was happy with what I did, like through the majority of the game. I guess got greedy at the last turn, and I didn't quite understand the close the door on the pike thing. I didn't quite understand everything that was all the options available. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That's not bad on Dave. That was just we bounced around in conversation, and then the math that I came to, I didn't realize that I was so close to winning until like we got to the night move, and then it was like, oh, it's 16, and then I just didn't think about having to protect my score at 15.
Right.
So it just came down to like that.
Yeah, I was convinced I was going to lose by losing all of the rabble.
Yeah, we saw the rubble
multiple
that
top
dead
render.
like turn by turn. It was like, okay, those skirmishers are like the special forces. They're like killing everything that comes in front of them. That's really
They were
terrible.
they were like, yeah, I'll eat up that rabble. The rabble are I find them irresistible, but they find a way to die a lot.
Yes, that's what rubble do. I mean,
rabble against skirmishers, in theory, that's a good matchup for the rabble, but not in this case.
Yeah. No, it was. I had fun. I appreciate the mod is great. The models being imported in, it's great. So thank you for creating this mod.
thank you for playing it, which is really nice.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. It was really fun watching and commentating and making fun of Dave's die rolls.
It was. You can take a look at the broadcast because it will be uploaded. So you can do the you can complain if you want. We won't listen to you, but you can complain.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Tristan.
Okay, guys.
Take
See
care,
you.
guys.
All right, bye.
Okay. Arcane, are we signing out?
Let me. Yes, we will be finishing the broadcast now. So thank you so much, Rod, for the night. It was 2 hours of broadcast, which is really hard to accomplish, and it was really interesting to do it.
Yep. Well, thanks a lot. It was fun watching, and I'm looking forward to playing some games soon. And I think I might have one of your friends from Spain, Juan, lined
Yes,
up for
you
my
do.
first game.
You will have to face him, and if I can, I will try to broadcast that game, but I will do it in Spanish probably, so that
That's
people
fine.
here
It
can.
won't bother me.
That
Yeah,
you.
I'll commentate on that game.
In Spanish?
Oh, if you want to commentate that,
And I'll
it's
speak
okay.
English. I'll just be focused on your die rolls.
All right. Sounds good, guys. I'm gonna sign off for now. Take care.
Okay, see you, bye.
All right. See you, Rod.
See you guys.
And to the rest of you guys who are watching this, who have been watching this, I really appreciate the effort you're doing. So see you next time, and let me know if we can improve anything on the mod or wherever you feel like. See you.